elasticity of the firm's demand is equal to the elasticity of the market divided by market share. It's been like 4 weeks since we mentioned elasticity in like with an equation, right? So remember, if you recall elasticity, 1 is the big one in the middle. 1 is the big one in the middle. 1 is neither elastic nor inelastic. 1 means that you get the same percent change in quantity as price. When you have a 10% change in price, that corresponds to a 10% change in quantity. So 1 is called neither elastic nor inelastic. That's 10 and 10. 10%, 10%. Anything above 1 is called relatively elastic. Relatively elastic means that it's a little bit flatter. For a corresponding change in price, you get more change in quantity. So elasticity of 2 would be like a 10% change in price, you get a 20% change in quantity. And so just imagine the overall market for corn having an elasticity like 1. It's actually more inelastic now, but in terms of the demand. But just a simple number like 1, neither elastic nor inelastic. And you can imagine then each corn farmer having 1/100,000th of the market. Well, then the elasticity of the firm would be 100,000. That would be the demand elasticity of the firm, 100,000. What would that be? Imagine something with a slope that goes down 1 and over 100,000. It would kind of look like a straight line. It would look like a straight line, unless you would rule it. But imagine another industry. Imagine another industry where there's 50 firms, but it's pretty competitive still. In that case, the elasticity of each firm's demand would be 50. Then you get something more noticeable like this, where, yeah, if one of those 50 firms really sort of had a surge in their supply, they would affect the price level a bit. And yes, corn, wheat, rice, those things have like, so many suppliers that they only have a tiny effect on the price at all, or the change in supply. But if you get a competitive firm with 15 or 20 industries with more or less price takers, yeah, they do affect the price a little bit if they have some way to increase their supply by a bunch. And it really depends on how big they are compared to the industry.